Down, 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 down,
Hello, everybody. Oh, this is yours truly, Mario,
and
my
this
guest.
is Zach.
Hello, everybody. And this is Q the Review. And we are doing Spider-Man Homecoming. Zach, it's happening. I see that semi, Zach. Be careful. This is a family-friendly show.
I'm sorry if it pokes in the video.
But yes, as we all know, I mean, if you've been living under a rock, Sony finally gave the rights to Disney MCU to make a Spider-Man movie. And I don't know about you, Zach, but I am giddy like a 10-year-old right now.
I am so pumped. It finally looks like we're getting the Spider-Man that we've been asking for the last 20 years of our lives, ever since the 90s cartoon. That funky, awesome kid in this badass Spider-Man suit. It seems like we might actually get it all.
Absolutely. And let me just add to just how overly pumped you might be. Now, sure. One important thing about Spider-Man is, of course, the humor. If you can't make anyone laugh, then it's not Spider-Man. Sam Raimi, sure, he did a good Peter Parker, but at the end of the day, Spider-Man cannot crack a joke to save his life. He cannot make a joke to get out of a paper bag. Mark Webb went on a totally different direction, making it into a romantic comedy, and I don't know what the fuck was his plan. He had some good moments, but overall, it was not a great execution. Now, Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis, and I believe one more writer I'm not thinking about right now, but regardless, all collectively have written for the following properties, Zach. Horrible Bosses, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, American Dad, and Community. So yes,
Already so amazing right there.
I know,
Just
exactly.
on point.
More amazing than the averagely amazing Spider-Man. And yeah, I mean, first of all, I can just geek out over the spider gliding. That's very much something that I wanted all along.
Right.
And nobody would fucking do it. I don't know, dude. It really looks like they're finally getting a Spider-Man that's at least more closely done to whatever you've seen in the comics and the cartoons. Just this wisecracking little dumbass kid who loves what he does and is actually Spider-Man. There's no better way to put it, man.
Right. I mean, I don't know about your opinion on it really, but like the last one, they were getting there. They were trying. The actor was.
They really stumbled along the way.
They stumbled. It was hit and miss. Some of the jokes were like on point. The Spider-Man suit was definitely better, but that one shot when they showed the glider, that's what sold me. I was like, okay, they actually know what they're doing here, and they're actually going back, and they're trying to figure out what we've been wanting, and that's definitely it. I mean, that's very much closer to the comic books. Tom Holland is doing a much better Spider-Man. He's that younger kid that we've been looking for. Everyone else has just been a little bit too old, I think, or they just can't play that.
Not emo or have Elvis hair, so that much already out of the way.
Yeah.
And just to, I mean, I feel like, sure, like everybody is sucking this movie's peanut. I want to just cuddle with it and whisper sweet nothings into its ear. But we need a little perspective, Zach. So if any of you seen an article on Den of the Geek written by Rob Lean, it's a great article. They actually go into detail about what it would have been like if Sony kept the rights and kept the Amazing Spider-Man thing going. And, these are some interesting little nitbits, just to, like, get them out of the way really quick. So, of course, as we all know, spoiler, Gwen Stacy dies in Amazing Spider-Man 2. So we have Peter Parker dealing with that trauma. He's in mourning, and you see him just grieve all over the place in the third Amazing Spider-Man movie. But, and this was with a conversation with Dennis Leary, and I quote, part of the discussion of third movie, and I'm, of course, just making it short, there was an idea that at one point Spider-Man would be able to take this scientific formula and regenerate the people in his life that had died. So there was a discussion that Captain Stacy would have come back in an even bigger in episode 3, and that he would have also attempted to bring back Gwen Stacy from death. Now, any thoughts on that, Zach?
I can't talk over my erection right now. That just made me way more excited about like just where all this is going. Oh
no, this is what Sony would have kept it going as if they went with the Amazing Spider-Man canon.
No, I get that. That's why I'm like, just the stark. Oh man. Okay.
It gets better though. So of course we know there was going to be the Sinister Six, which already sounds like a clusterfuck if you're going into it on your third time around. It's a horrible mess, and they were already gonna add the Spider Slayers. In case you didn't know, they're these mechanical fucking Terminator things that are specifically designed to take out Spider-Man. At least in the 90s cartoons, it looks like a scorpion, random toy. They were
right, yeah, didn't Oscorp make those?
Toys. Like, yes, so all things considered, and this is from the Sony leak, I am so happy that that Sony just basically took the property and just went like this to MCU, like, just fucking take it! You know it! Just do it!
Yeah. That was definitely the best move that they've done in a while.
Absolutely, man. And, I don't know, I mean, I did love a lot of what I saw. A lot of the dialogue actually looked really interesting, especially the exchanges between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland. Like, it looks like somebody has to take that Uncle Ben role and be a father figure, no matter what kind of movie you get with Peter Parker.
Definitely. And I think they're really connecting both Robert Downey Jr.'s, Tony Stark's character with his. Really got that when, he has a line saying, if you think you're nothing with the suit, you shouldn't be having it. And we know for a fact that Tony Stark has gone through that exact same thing over and over. And so he knows exactly what this kid is going through, and he's definitely being that Uncle Ben character to just kind of really help Peter Parker along in this. And then the other aspect in this, I was really, really worried about the Green Goblin, because that is such a touchy character, and that can go, as we've seen in the past, so very wrong. And then
I mean, come on, Spider-Man 1, Green Goblin, I was digging that.
It was alright.
Come on, man.
But compared to Michael Keaton's badassery of a Green Goblin that we're seeing in this one, this one's way better. This one definitely steps up the game, I think.
By the way, I just love the irony of him being a bird in an actual blockbuster once more after Birdman. He can't do it, man. Michael Keaton is definitely having an interesting later half of his career than when he started.
Right.
And
sorry, I just probably ruined. I probably have a squad of geeks at my tail right now. I said Green Goblin, I meant the Vulture. I probably had a squad just ready to shoot me down right there.
I think I hear him knocking on your door.
They already blew the door open. I don't have a door anymore. Sorry, Michael Keaton is playing the Vulture, and still a very touchy character and a very odd character. I don't know if you remember him in the comic books. Kind of a goofy-looking character, but...
Absolutely, dude.
Definitely upped up the game, and from what I can tell, and definitely added a lot more. They didn't make it so dark that you're getting Suicide Squad or like a DC version, but they didn't like make it goofy like the Green Goblin in the first films that we've seen with how they kind of do villain mechanics. This one, I think they really Michael Keaton has that perfect. I don't know, charisma for that evil character that you need in a Spider-Man film.
Absolutely, and it's a good balance because we've always seen like all the top tier villains, but we never get the BC villains of Spider-Man. Like, I would love to, when they do Vulture, I would love to see like Scorpion or Carnage or Mysterio. Like, those really are interesting characters no matter how silly they may be. Well, no, Carnage is a badass. What am I talking about?
Right.
But you know what I mean. We're finally getting to the more diverse tapestry of villains that Spider-Man has, or just in general with the MCU. And I don't know, dude. I definitely am excited to see Michael Keaton do his whole Birdman thing all over again, of course. But you know the track record with MCU and their villains. And it can get as good as Loki in the Avengers or as bad as the Elves in Thor 2. Okay, that's a very big gap.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude, I am optimistic. Spider-Man, of course, is going to be amazing. We already see Tom Holland do his thing in Civil War. He was geeking out like the rest of us. And I still don't know, man. I would have to see more of him because they really don't show a lot of Michael Keaton in here. Most of the time he's in his Vulture suit.
Right. And then just that one scene when he is in the house and he's talking, but I think for this one, I am glad that they haven't revealed too much. I think they're going to reveal a lot in the film, and I just didn't want them to focus on just the dynamic between Spider-Man and the Vulture, you know, with the added effect of Iron Man being in there, and they have, you know, the whole Avengers universe kind of on the side and everything. I feel like they have a lot kind of going on. But instead of just kind of mashing everything together, they are kind of making a nice separation. And, like, I don't know, the plot in this seems to be a lot more thought out, definitely compared to, like, other Spider-Mans. And, I mean, if you recall the villain from the last Spider-Man with the Electro guy, whatever, oh, man. This is just so many steps up.
But I'm actually surprised at what you meant by going back to the plot and going back to how you mentioned that they have a lot of mystery here. I definitely felt that they showed a little too much, if you ask me, in this trailer. Because, I mean, so there is the whole arc of Spider-Man deserving the suit. That he has to encapsulate all the qualities of a hero before he can wear and deserve the suit. So I feel like they pretty much just show at least like the order that we're gonna follow as he tries to redeem himself to get the suit back, because I do feel like it shows a little too much. I mean, first of all, he has to earn back the suit. So those scenes with the ferry and the bank heist, of course, you know, those are all going to be in the beginning. Somewhere in the middle, we're going to have him having just being scolded by Robert Downey Jr. that you ain't shit in this suit and you don't deserve it. And of course, we're going to have that fight in the airplane, sort of in the middle, because that's when we see him in the more grounded, more street, style kind of suit that he wears. So I don't know. I do love what I see. I really do. But I do feel like they almost showed us at least half the plot here.
I don't know about if it's about half. I mean, I could see maybe they showed too much when he's past the redemption point and he has the new suit and, you know, he's finally kind of became part of it and he's realized what the suit means to him. Maybe a little bit too much in that, but just because I've seen, from what I saw in Civil War, I know that he can bring a lot to the table as the Spider-Man. And I feel with the trailer, we saw some good points, but with that, you know, the in-between that you're talking about, I feel like he can really fill out a lot in that. Even though it does seem to be kind of cut and dry, and we kind of do know the plot. I mean, it's a simple plot. I mean, we could probably guess what's going to happen, but I really feel Tom Holland's going to bring a lot to the table that we quite haven't seen yet. I mean, this is only his, you know, second film with the Spider-Man, so I don't know. I think one more trailer would definitely be too much. I definitely think the third trailer, the third trailer is gonna just destroy everything. I'm definitely closing my eyes and ears on that one. But I don't know. I think they balanced it pretty well. You know, it's compared to, like, you know, our last episode when we talked about the Mummy, when they just didn't reveal anything of the plot and just some kind of dumb tropes. This one kind of shows the key tropes that really hook the people who know the real Spider-Man and know what they wanted, and that was the way that they're kind of reeling everyone in.
Yes, and I'm not denying at all Tom Holland's acting skills. Of course not. He cracked me up in Civil War. I love even just the way he moved. He actually moved like Spider-Man. If I can give Mark Webb any kind of compliment, I did like the choreography and how the character moved. It actually felt like a spider. And you definitely get a lot more of that here. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's me and I was hoping for more of an original plot. You know, maybe I am holding it to a different standard, Zach. I am that pretentious hipster asshole. You just don't get it. And yeah, I was just holding it to, I guess, a different standard because, I mean, how many Spider-Man movies have we had, dude? It's
way too many. And it is fair to have it to a higher standard. I mean, this is a Marvel film. I mean, yeah, we've been expecting a lot from them.
Absolutely.
You know, every film, it's like, you gotta step it up, you gotta step it up. And it might be a little bit step back in terms of storyline, but I don't know. Hopefully they'll balance it out with the actors in this. There's one point we haven't gotten to yet, and what are your opinions on Marissa Tomei as Aunt May?
Ooh. Can I share my fan theory to the people there, which I believe I explained to you? I will go into that more because, I mean, at this rate, we're gonna have Aunt May be a 15-year-old and Peter Parker's gonna be a baby. But we're gonna have baby Spidey, okay? And it's a really out there, really outlandish fan theory, but I almost hope that it doesn't even look like they're gonna bring the whole Vulture powers where he can suck your youth and bring it into himself. But wouldn't it be just badass if the whole reason that they had a younger Aunt May was that for the Vulture to somehow get a hold of her or hold her hostage and get her youth, so she turns into a more traditionally aged Aunt May. And so not only do we have that of his superpowers being added, but now Peter Parker has more at stake. Now it's almost like vengeance, and that's something you rarely see. Well, maybe you have seen with Spider-Man. That's more with the black suits. But you would see him a lot more motivated and a lot more at risk in terms of what he has to face.
Ooh. That gave me a nice tingly feeling. Wow. I could actually, they probably will do that. I would not
I don't know, man.
Put it past them.
It really looks like they're gonna do a whole more grounded, less world ending kind of stakes here. It does look a little bit more intimate and personal, which I love. That totally works for Spider-Man. It looks like he's gonna have to save his friends. It doesn't look like the Vulture is shooting a huge lightning bolt into the sky that's gonna blow everything up. It doesn't look like he's gonna bring a piece of Earth into a meteorite and just crash everything down. It definitely looks a lot more scaled back, but it works because you can easily make a much more personal connection to Peter Parker, I believe, compared to many superheroes.
Right, exactly, yeah, and I think that's definitely what's going to make it so much better. I mean, we've all seen the end of the world stuff. I mean, every Thor film, like, someone's going to destroy the Earth. And then even, like, the Avengers are kind of at that point where it's like, okay, like, how many times are we have to deal with this? But
dude, the Avengers are fucking tired of that bullshit. They're even like, we do this to go home. I want a fucking whiskey.
I mean, right? How do I retire? Where's my 401k? But, yeah, the personal aspect is going to be really powerful in this. And that's definitely going to bring it to a new level. And I think this is kind of Marvel's test on the more personal level. Because from what I could kind of recall and think about right now, like, I haven't seen one of the films do that really.
It very much looks like a very, like, teen movie coming of age kind of deal they have going on. And that's perfect for Spider-Man. You could totally mesh those things together. They already sometimes look like that, like just some straight up Breakfast Club coming of age kind of stuff, you know?
Right. I definitely hope they keep on doing this for future films. If they're just focusing on one of the characters from Marvel, you know, and they just want to kind of show their life and just keep it personal. Because, I mean, that's just such a better way to go than end of the world shenanigans that, you know, the character has to finish, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, it would be cool if they finally, I mean, how many characters are going to be in the third Avengers movie? I mean, they're going to have like 50 of these things.
It's going to be a clusterfuck.
Like, they're going to bring like albums with little pictures so you can check each one that you see. And I don't know, man. I really like the direction that the MCU is going. I hope they don't overdo it because at least from what I'm seeing, it does look like they're going in that path.
I'm getting tired of playing Avengers Bingo.
And I mean,
I saw Spider-Man, saw Iron Man, saw Ant-Man.
And on that same note, I mean, it's also because they're overdoing it, and I feel that they're repeating the formula, which is, of course, a critique you've heard everywhere. It's a functional formula, of course, but I feel that we are very much keeping the same 3-act kind of story over and over and over again. We've seen some of them break the mold, but we have yet to see it really come out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right. At least they have a working formula, DC. But, it's working for them, so I mean, but this is, again, like a slight break from it. I guess not with story, but more with being it personal. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to do something new.
For different stakes. In that way, it is a newer perspective
Definitely.
on a lot of superhero stuff that they do. But yeah, man. So, any finishing thoughts?
No. Digging the suit. I love the YouTube promo in there. And that was my biggest thing. So, yeah, I'm excited for that suit, you know.
Yeah.
They even got the drone, I think, in there, right? And then, the flight suit.
Yeah, super excited. It very much looks like, I think Peter Parker's gonna earn his stripes, or dare I say, webs, man. He's gonna earn them. It's happening.
Oh, man. It just happened.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.